I've been thinking, Miss Elliot, now that Miss Anne is here, you can't want me any longer, I'm sure.
What, Penelope? Of course I do. Anne's coming is no reason at all why you should go. I can assure you I don't think it. Why?
You're very kind.
She's nothing to me compared to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. My dear madam, of course you must stay. You've seen nothing of Bath yet. You've only been here to be useful.
And you have been.
Yes, indeed. You mustn't run away from us now. You must stay and meet Mrs. Wallace, the beautiful Mrs. Wallace. I know very well how much your fine mind is gratified by the sight of beauty.
Oh, Sir Walter.
Of course you must stay, Penelope. I can't do without you.
Well, if you insist.
We do.
As a matter of fact, Penelope, I need you now. Would you excuse us, Father?
Of course, my dear, of course. Anne, you're looking much better. Altogether less thin.
Am I, Father?
Yes, your cheeks are plumper. I compliment you. Your skin, your complexion greatly improved. It's clearer, fresher.
I'm delighted you think so.
Have you been using anything in particular?
No, nothing.
Just Gowland's lotion, I suppose.
No, Father, nothing at all.
Oh, I'm surprised by that. Still, you can't do better than go on as you are. You can't be better than well. Otherwise, I should recommend Gowland, the constant use of Gowland during the spring months.
Is it so very good, then?
Oh, an excellent preparation. Mrs. Clay's been using it on my recommendation. You can see what it's done for her.
Oh. Oh, I don't think I'd noticed.
What, haven't you seen how it's quite carried away all her freckles?
No. No, I must look again.
Oh, yes, they've almost gone. All due to my recommendation of Gowland. Very good stuff, Gowland.
Father! Oh, Father, this our cousins have arrived.
Lady Dalrymple and the Honourable Miss Carteret.
What, here in Bath?
They arrived yesterday.
Well, we must introduce ourselves at once, of course.
Of course. Oh, you have met them, haven't you, Father?
Well, I was in company with the Viscount, the late Viscount, once. I never met the rest of the family. They always lived in Ireland, you know. I'm sorry to say there's been a most unfortunate lapse between us.
Oh, what do you mean?
It may make meeting them very awkward, I'm afraid. You see, when the Viscount died, a good many years ago now, I was very ill myself at the time, and by a most unfortunate oversight, no letter of condolence was sent.
Oh, dear. Yes, I see.
And when your mother died, Lady Dalrymple didn't write to me. Oh, it's all a long time ago, of course, but I fear they may consider the relationship closed.
Couldn't we do the same?
I don't quite know how to approach the matter.
No. No, it's very difficult.
I wonder what the best thing would be.
Mightn't it be more dignified to do nothing?
Oh, Anne, of course not. They're our cousins. Family connections should always be kept up.
Oh, yes, they are so very important.
Do you think it'd be sufficient if I left my card?
Well, Father, I don't know. It might seem a little...
Quite. Perhaps I'd better write them a letter?
I think that would be more proper.
Yes, I think our cousins the Dalrymples deserve a letter. I'll go and draft something.
I think we should send it as soon as possible, don't you?
Yes, it won't be an easy letter to write. I shall have to explain and regret. It won't be easy.
No, Father, but it's something that must be done. Our cousins, the Dalrymples, will expect it.
Yes. I'll go and do it now. It may take me some time. See that I'm not disturbed.
Oh, of course, Father.
How very exciting, Miss Elliot, to have such distinguished cousins here. Don't you think so, Miss Anne? No, Mrs. Clay, not very exciting.
Oh, we can't ignore our cousins, Anne, if that's what you would like.
I think I probably would, I'm afraid.
Does Mrs. Smith live here?
But you still haven't told me how you knew I was here. Our old governess heard about you.
Did she indeed? Well, I can still hardly believe it. Was it 15 years ago we were at school together?
Oh, I'm afraid it was. She told me about your husband. I am sorry.
Yes, that was 2 years ago. I have no difficulty in remembering that.
Are you quite
quite alone here?
Oh, yes.
But have you no relations left at all?
I only wish I had. My poor husband's affairs are far too complicated for me in my present state. I can't even get to the bedroom by myself, you know, since I had rheumatic fever.
Oh, I am sorry. You seem to be managing wonderfully.
Well, I have a great deal to be thankful for, you know. Mrs. Rook, that's the woman who let you in. She's been a great comfort. And now you're here. I'm really very fortunate.
I admire your courage.
Well, I have more than I used to. I was a pitiable creature when I arrived, I'm afraid. I caught a cold on the journey and had to go straight to bed. And I knew no one at all then. But at least I was in good hands.
I wish you'd let me know.
Oh, no, certainly not.
I wish you had.
No. I'm not glad I've been ill, of course. But I don't altogether regret it. It's taught me a great deal.
Oh, I can't think of what.
Well, I've seen enough of the world not to expect very much of it. But my landlady's been extremely kind, and Mrs. Rook is simply excellent.
How did you find her?
She's my landlady's sister. She's been absolutely invaluable. Though I'm afraid she does like to gossip and know everyone else's business. Of course, I can hardly prevent her knowing all mine.
No. Oh. You must find it very constricting not being able to go out at all.
Well, I've lived in the world, Anne, in my time. I don't find I miss it.
Perhaps there's not so much to miss.
Well, if I'd had a child... But I didn't, and there's no point in complaining.
And Mrs. Rook tells you all you want to know.
Exactly. It's gossip, if you like, but she always has something entertaining for me. And often something profitable, too. Something to make me know my own species better.
Well, that's the best justification for gossip there is.
Oh, I like to know what's going on. To be au fait with the latest ways of being trifling and silly. Though I'm afraid it'll only be the trifling and silly she'll find for me in her new post.
Oh? Where's she going?
To a Mrs. Wallace in Marlborough Buildings.
Colonel Wallace's wife?
Yes, do you know her?
No, but the Colonel is a great friend of my cousin, Mr. Elliot.
Yes, I believe he is.
Everyone says she's charming.
Oh, that's not what I've heard. My sources say she's only a pretty, silly, expensive, fashionable woman. That all I'm likely to hear about is lace and finery.
Oh. Well, let us hope your sources are wrong.
I'm afraid they're not likely to be. But I mean to profit by her. She has plenty of money. And I plan for her to buy all these high-priced things I'm making.
What are they?
Oh, little thread cases and pin cushions and card racks. Nothing really. But they earn me just a little. And so I can help one or two of the very poor families in the neighbourhood. Mrs. Rook sells my merchandise for me, you see.
Well, that is exceptional nursing.
Well, it's being a nurse that makes her so good at it. She knows when and where to go. People are always generous when they've just recovered from some illness.
She sounds very shrewd.
Oh, she is. And there's so little real friendship in the world. So few people think seriously until it's almost too late. Well, perhaps I've spent too much time with people who make me think worse of the world than I should.
Life hasn't been kind to you.
Oh, but people have been. You are. Oh, I'm so glad to see you again, Anne.